I'm Phil.
And we're Mad Mudlarkers, and we're going to have a happy hour.
Happy
It's
hour.
been a long day, but we're going to get through this. Don't worry.
It's been longer for me.
It has. Poor old Phil. Some of you who watched our gardening show last year will remember the state on the shed and the fences. Since then, we've had a winter, a couple of storms, and our fence is virtually demolished. So, poor old Phil.
The good news is, nobody's saying no sound this week.
That's always positive.
So, hopefully they can hear us. Because last week it was...
Last week I was ill.
I missed you.
And
look out, questions are arriving.
Thank you, Tim.
I'm running so late today. Tim has just brought down I literally printed the questions 30 seconds on countdown.
But last week I wasn't sure, sorry. I'd had my COVID injection the day before and I was good for nothing. I was just so tired and I was feeling unwell. So poor Phil had to man the action stations and he did really well. I was impressed.
Well, I kept going, but I couldn't read the chat. I have trouble reading the chat when you're here, but I certainly couldn't read it without to. But it has been a mad day today.
But thank you to everyone who sent me good wishes last week for being ill and get well soon wishes, and I'm now back and fighting fit. I would say back to normal, but I don't think I've ever been quite normal. Fortunately,
I had my jab 4 days before Caroline, so we knew what was coming pretty much, because Caroline went through exactly the same as myself. The only thing was, Caroline then... tried editing a movie on Tuesday and you were still pretty out of it. So there was a blank gap that we had to edit out.
It was a dreadful...
Very good.
Tom Burley's given us a £10 super chat. Thank you, Tom. Oh, that's really kind. Thank you. We do appreciate it. Thank you.
We really do. We really do.
Now, before I do who was first in, and I got a pretty good idea who was first in, we've had a message through from Michelle Grady. Now, many of you will know we are making, Monkey Panda Productions has got his own t-shirt company now.
Monkey Panda says...
Making Mudlarking.
Have fun.
And Monkey Panda t-shirts. Yeah. And we've had, since we put them up, I don't know how many takedown notices I've had to go on the internet, and the more I get taken down, the more come. Well, Michelle Grady has contacted us and said, let's go update. I called Amazon and spoke to a customer service representative regarding the fake teas. They are sending in an investigative, it's a difficult word to say, isn't it? Report to remove them. So thank you ever so much, Michelle. I didn't know I could do that.
Yeah.
I've been looking for them myself, each one, and they're on lots of different, there's so many different sites out there.
I suppose it makes sense.
That is brilliant.
I don't know why we didn't think of it, but thank you ever so much, Michelle, because ultimately Amazon need to protect their business.
Yes.
Because if they are selling shirts elsewhere, then Amazon's not getting the business and they take their cut as well, so they do well out of it. But the big reason to be careful is some of these companies are selling them for less than the price of a t-shirt.
It's £3 including post and packing.
Others
no way they can do that.
£20 odd.
One was giving up for £45.
Sarah sent us the actual blurb from one of the companies, and it was basically a piece out of the newspaper about the royal family with Monkey Panda stuck into it. Yeah. Because what they do, they just set up masses of accounts. They steal anything that they can grab. If it's new, then they think, people must want it, that's why it's up. They steal it, people buy it, and then they shut the account. Take the money, you never see a t-shirt.
No.
So it's not just counterfeit. There's also, what's the word for it? Embezzlement, crime.
So just be very careful when you're buying them, because you could get ripped off. Not from ours, obviously, but from some, if they're not on Amazon, just be wary, because it's not us, and it could be somebody who's going to take your money.
Maggie's here tonight, and he is over the moon because he's had so many lovely messages from people.
He'd been so upset because he'd done all the hard work, and then look at those poor little eyes. He was really upset.
He was really happy because lots of people have been saying lots and lots of nice things. Well, it was a bit different this week, wasn't it? A bit different.
It was, right. Before we do anything
else, you haven't been to check who's in.
I know, I don't need to check.
Good grief.
Adam's Advanced Adventures was first.
He said hi, there was nobody there, so he said hi to himself.
Then was Chris Miner, and then Jay Cruz. Well done, you three, followed by Penny Howard and Crafty Caravanners. So there we go, that's our first few in, and there are lots of you in. How many have we got in?
We've got 120 in at the moment.
Lovely, thank you. It'd be great if you could give us a thumbs up. That way then YouTube loves us more and tends to promote our channel more, so the more thumbs up we get, the better.
There you go.
Right.
Right, what are we going to do now? Should we show some finds?
Oh, yeah, we had really good finds this week because if you've seen the show yesterday, we did our treasure hunt and had great fun and found lots of things.
It was a challenge, wasn't it? Our challenge. Yeah. We're going to be doing another challenge.
Yes.
Because I wrote the lists for this one. So I'm going to let Caroline write the list for the next one in the hope that I win. Because I wrote the list and I lost.
And I think Lexi's thinking of writing us a list as well, so we can do another one.
And I am so disappointed in my wife that she hid every single Bovril and Marmite jar on the dump.
Me?
I couldn't find one, and she had 4. It doesn't seem fair. Just doesn't seem fair somehow. There you go.
Look at that, 4. 4 of them, 3 the same size. They're the 4 ounce, I think. And then one little 2 ounce one. But one thing I did find interesting, I don't know a lot about Bovril jars. Now, these 3 have got screw tops.
I'll tell you something about one of them Bovril jars.
This one doesn't have a screw top. Now, is that because it's older or is it because of the size and they put like metal clampy lids on them? Anybody know? Do you know?
That one has Bovril Limited written on it.
So does one of the others.
So does one of the others, yes.
Because I thought maybe Bovril Limited was a different age to Bovril. And that's why the top was different. But no, we got another one here with Bovril Limited on it. So does anybody know?
That one's Bovril Limited as well.
Right, there we go. So we got 2 Bovril Limited ones. One screw top, one not. Right. Oh, there we go. Lexi's going to send a list to the Docking Bay. I got so many names. I remember Sarah, Mudlarking Magpie, and Docking Bay 51. She's going to send Docking Bay 51 a challenge too, so that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
So what are you going to tell us? Are you going to tell us something about these Bovril jars, or do you want to show us find first?
That's right.
What are you going to do?
If you want to just brag about your 4 Bovril jars,
I'm not bragging.
Yes. Right then, hang on, I should have a Bovril question here somewhere,
right then,
shouldn't
so we go for a question.
My questions are just arrived and they're all out of order now because you went for Bovril, so now I'm on question number 3 just to confuse me. I've had a hard day.
Oh yes.
I started at 9:30 this morning working on the fence. I finished at 20 to 8 this evening and I was working by the light of my phone, putting posts in the ground because you've got to put the water up to a third in the thing before you pour the concrete in, and I couldn't see. So I had a tape measure and a torch holding it like that, and then I was tipping the water in with the torch and then I was in the tape measure. I was putting up posts in the dark. Right then, Scottish entrepreneur John Lawson Johnston.
Right.
They very often spell Johnson with a T up in Scotland. We don't. We got just Johnson. But Johnston won the contract to supply 1 million cans of beef to the French army during the Franco-Prussian War. The problem for John Lawson Johnston was that there was not enough beef in the whole of Britain to satisfy the order of 1 million
hardly surprising
tins of beef. So he had to come up with a bright idea, which he did. He came up with beef extract. Yes, and it was known as Johnston's Fluid Beef, which he
doesn't
later...
sound very nice, does it?
No, I think he made a good move when he went to Bovril.
Yes.
Now, Bovril, I got to watch what I'm saying here because Tom is out there listening and he's going to tell me it's Greek and I say it's Latin, see? And last time he was right.
He does know.
But according to the internet when I read it, Bovril is 2 words from Latin and I think bov is beef or cow.
Well, bovine is to do with cows, isn't it?
Yeah, and then rill is liquid something.
Tom, are you guessing early? Gelatin?
Yeah, so it was later named Bovril, so that's where the Bovril came from. In which decade of the 19th century did he produce his beef extract?
So it's not gelatin or oxo.
Which decade of the 19th century? So it's 18 something. Was it the 1830s, the 1860s, the 1890s, the 1870s?
Is this the one I guessed? Oh yeah, I guessed this one right. Complete guess, but I got it right.
So which decade do you think, folks?
Oh, we got a guess in. couple of guesses coming in. I can see one right answer. I'm not going to comment on who got it right first. Ooh, now they're coming in. Have you got the first three?
I believe so.
Right.
I believe so. I think I've got 3 correct answers.
A lot of correct answers coming in.
By.
And it's a very difficult one to answer anyway, so I'm impressed with anybody who's even tried. Right.
Right then. Well,
here we go. So
we have got lots of answers in. Well done, everyone. And we've got a few close answers. But the first correct answer, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, is Mr.
Oh, they will.
Tom Burley.
Well done, Tom.
I'd say it was Tom, even if it wasn't, because I get in trouble for missing Tom.
Everybody loves Tom. You can
They
hear.
do. So do I. So, Tom, 1870s. That is correct.
Well done.
Followed up by Dawn Z. And then followed by Rachel Bailey.
Well done, both of you.
And just pipped to the post. Crafty Caravanners were just on the edge there with the 70s. And due to the fact I said 19th century, I'm assuming 1870s, not the 1970s. So you were close, but just didn't make the podium because it's Tom, Dawn and Rachel got the top 3 spots on that one. There we go. So
hello, Phyllis. Phil's mum, Phyllis, is in tonight.
Hey, Mum.
If you look in the thing, you've got Phil Johnson and Phyllis Johnson. Same family. Right then. What are we going to do? Have you got a plan? The thing is, we haven't had a chance to chat much today, so we don't know what on earth the plan is.
Well, I just thought, it seems you're showing off with all your Bovril jars.
Yeah.
I would just mention that you didn't find a ball.
I didn't.
I did.
So there we go. Phil's redeemed himself. He found a ball.
I got to be honest, the one thing that worried me was that Caroline would find a brick and I wouldn't. As it was, we both found a brick and I found my brick first, which kind of redeemed me as brickman. But there we go. I did find a ball. Mind you, we've visited the dump a few times and it's not the sort of place... There's 1 or 2 walk a dog down there. Mainly it's the owner walks the dog. Takes the little dog for a walk down there because with all our broken glass, it's not a good place now. Really. So I think that's why we don't see the ball. This, I believe, got hit off a nearby field.
I think so.
And somebody was practicing their golf. But I got the golf ball. And that's show you.
Ooh. Got a news flash in, and it's because somebody today has a birthday. And that somebody is... Kaz from Crafty Caravanners. Happy birthday. It looks like you're already having a wonderful day. Glass of wine, lots of balloons. So, happy birthday.
It looks even more balloons when it's in a caravan, doesn't it?
Yes.
The depth of balloons is increased by the caravan because it sort of closes in the sides and pushes them all up. That's a fantastic picture.
Yes,
absolutely. You seem to be partying. So you're doing well, getting 4th place if you've been on the wine and the balloons and the parties and everything else. But
so happy birthday. It's brilliant to be in your 50s, isn't it? That's what I say because I'm in my 50s.
I think it's brilliant to be 60.
Yes.
I just think it's
brilliant.
I
couldn't possibly comment. I'm not that old.
One of the best lines I ever heard was from my old friend Bill when he was 94. And a young man said to him, "Good grief, Bill, what on earth does it feel like being 94? And he said, well, the only other option was to die at 93, so it doesn't feel too bad, actually. And I always feel that. I never worry about being a year older because the only way to avoid it is to not be around. So I'm happy to be around. I'll do 60, I'll do 70, I'll do 80. Why not? At the end of the day, 70 is the new 50.
Yeah.
Because the last president of the United States was in their 70s, the current president of the United States is in their 70s, our Queen is in her 90s.
That's right, so we got years to go.
Duke of Edinburgh's 99, Edinburgh's 100th birthday, just had a blinking heart operation. There, I tell you what, we are youngsters, man.
We are. Me babes.
We're like. Anyway, what have I got to show you?
For anybody who doesn't know, the cracking and banging sound is Phil broke his stool. And I'm waiting for it to completely collapse. So if you hear a big bang and Phil disappears... If I
disappear from sight, or if I suddenly become about this high, then you know what's happened. If I suddenly get carted off by an ambulance, then you know that I've been impaled on a stool.
It does worry me. It's one of these swivelly bar stool things, and there was a big, huge crack. All the bottom's gone. But we just can't get out and get another one, so it'll have to do.
Let's talk paste pots.
Let's talk paste pots. How exciting.
Yes. I have 3 paste pots to show you. Now you may think, good grief, Phil, haven't we seen enough paste pots? You even did a programme on paste pots. Well, it's a nice little pot. That one cleaned up rather well as well. It's a nice neat little pot. I was quite pleased with that.
Well, if I could just interrupt as well, I'd forgotten as well it's Lexi's birthday on Monday, so happy birthday, Lexi, for Monday.
Oh, for Monday. There you
Monday.
go. There we go. Monday. Monday, Tuesday, happy days. Use
Stop singing. You get us.
a Shipham's pot. I tend to try and resist picking up Shipham's pots, but I can't resist these little ones, these little cute ones. I find them extremely cute. So I must have picked up half a dozen on this one. But I thought I'd show you one little pot.
I've got a secret plan for these little pots, so I don't mind. The more we can find, the better. I need a lot.
But just to show, Shipham's were the first to come up with this design of jar. Now, obviously, you can't make potty paste and call it Shipham's. That would be naughty. That would be the sort of thing people are doing to Manky at the moment. But what they did was they made their own shape jar. Which one do I want to move? That one. But look how similar they are. I can't do it.
One goes out, the other goes in, though. That one's what my waist used to look like many years ago, and that's what my waist looks like now. It used to go in and now it goes out.
And see, where the label goes, it's a different shape again. But what I thought was interesting was the name on this one. We've never seen that before, as far as I know.
No.
It's Harris. And they are based in, what would I say it was?
Calney, is it? Is it
Yeah.
Calney? You pronounce it C-A-L-N-E? I always pronounce it Calney.
There we are. So it's Harris and Calne. There we go. So I hadn't seen that one before, but just wanted to show how so many companies decided to do the same style jar, virtually identical, because I suppose it was they had just nailed it.
Oh yes.
That
How
was
would you make a
paste.
better design than that?
That was a paste pot, and therefore everyone made them indestructible, and they're a beautiful thing to collect. There we go.
Lynette Evans said, "Innie or outie like a belly button." Yes, and as few of you got my shape waist now, by the sounds in it too. I think it's a common problem. Right.
What about you? What about you? My first question is related to you were superfind.
My superfind. This one?
No,
No. I did have a lot of superfinds.
you did. Your large superfind.
Oh, this one.
Yes.
Well, this is my big find. Well done, Lexi's mum, if you're watching, because she identified this straight away when I found it on the tip. And if I show you that way, I don't know if you can see it.
Careful with the lid because it's falling apart.
Yep, I've got my finger on it. It's a Domestos bottle.
It's got Domestos written on the lid as well. I know because
Wait,
I washed
put
it.
my glasses on, I can see which way that way. Closer. There it is.
Domestos.
So
And that's not like a vinegar bottle. It's not to shake your Domestos out. Inside is a little diaphragm. So that I suppose if it was to heat, it could just expand and contract. So that it didn't
Very
pop
technical,
top.
isn't it?
It is, but they were a very posh firm.
But I did well with this because it was a coloured bottle and it was a bottle with writing on and it was whole. So
And you had a lid.
yes. So
Yeah.
all in all, that was it was one of my better finds. Not my absolute favourite find. I'll show you that in a minute. But quite a nice find. So go on then, Mr.
Now I
Johnson.
can do a question.
You can.
If you click the button, you've got to click a button.
Oh, I got to click that. I was
See.
reading on there, sorry.
See.
I got all your chats.
Last week I had to
I'm
click
trying
the
not to get-
buttons, do the questions, everything, and now she's thinking I'm not clicking the buttons no more. Right, no prizes for guessing that this question is related to Domestos.
Which is bleach, by the way. Rachel
Yes.
asked what it was.
Yes. A 25-year-old dental mechanic,
Dental mechanic.
William
What's with the spanners?
Handley, created Domestos in his garden shed. In which northern city of England was he residing at the time?
I guessed this one completely wrong.
So, we got a 25-year-old dental mechanic up his shed, mixing chemicals and making Domestos, which made him a multi-billionaire. In which northern city of England was he residing at the time?
Oh, now the answers are coming in. Shall I leave mine on there for you so you can see the first three?
Probably.
Because it's gone really quickly now. I think everybody's putting answers up. Well down. It really has been a long day.
I tell you. She's been referring to our... Caroline, about 6 times on the video, must have referred to our... putting out videos for coffee and saying to all our patrons, I thought, we haven't got patrons. we don't do Patreon.
We're supposed to sell coffee, not Patreon. But my brain is completely fried. It's terrible this last week. So I'm hoping it'll get better before I have my next COVID injection. Otherwise, double dose of COVID injection, I won't even know my own name. It'll take me weeks to recover.
Somebody's saying dental mechanic? Question mark. They make false teeth.
Right. Just sounds very...
Yeah, they make false teeth. That's what I think. I would have called him a technician, but that's how it was described. He is described as a dental mechanic.
I think a technician's quite a modern word, though, isn't it? I don't think they used that word a long time ago. Tom will probably know. Right then, so do we have our winners in then?
We do.
I know we do because they're on my screen.
Yes, and I tell you what, we've got lots and lots and lots of correct answers. Well done, everyone. Caroline got it wrong.
I did.
Yes.
I can't even remember where I guessed now, but I got it wrong.
The answer, drum roll, Newcastle.
Well done, everybody who got Newcastle.
Yes, loads of people got it, but top three in a row actually.
Yeah.
There must have been
literally second, innit?
Everybody at the E at a different time. It was that last digit, but all the glitters in first with Newcastle.
Well done.
Tom Burley second.
Well done.
So now that means he's got a gold and a silver tonight.
Yep.
And Christina Hine.
Well done.
There we go.
And well done to everybody who knew. I'm very impressed. Or even if you just guessed right, still impressed.
There we go. So that's our top three. It was Newcastle, but I think what a wonderful story. A guy doing his daily work, comes home, pottering about in the shed, mixing chemicals, invents Domestos.
Don't get any ideas.
Well, I'm getting a new shed.
I really don't think you should have chemicals in the shed. You're dangerous enough with glue.
I think it's too late to invent Domestos now.
Yes. So, we leave the chemicals. Don't anybody buy him chemicals for his birthday.
I had a chemistry set once.
Did you?
I think.
Did you blow anything out?
My neighbour had it. No, not my neighbour. My friend had a chemistry set. He would have been my neighbour if he hadn't moved away 50 years ago. But because we now live in the same street as he lived. Because he lived in a posh street. Now we live there. But he had a chemistry set, and he decided he was going to try experimenting on seeing what chemicals would make his plants grow. So he had house plants, and he had them all on the windowsill, and he put different chemicals in each one, and...
Did he kill most of them?
Yeah.
I would have thought so with the things in chemistry sets.
The finding was unanimous. They all died. He killed every single plant. So we did find that everything in the chemistry set kills plants.
Well, there we go.
That was our experiment.
Very informative.
We didn't want to bother with that little book and do all those little boring things. I remember once we did an experiment in school. Anybody did an experiment in school with the magnesium strip?
Oh, I burnt my finger on that.
It burns white hot.
But I thought it'd be cool because it was in the water and it was on fire, so I put my fingers in, picked it up, and had a big burn hole in my finger. I didn't
go to school very often, but when I did, I obviously went on the right day because they had the magnesium strip. I managed to acquire a foot of it. I acquired a foot of magnesium strip.
That stuff is so dangerous.
Stuck it in my pocket and took it home because I thought, this is wild. And then I put it in we had the pull down. Do you know what a pull down is, anybody? Little doors on the top, pull the thing down your, and that's your work surface, and cupboards underneath. It was a fitted kitchen that was 3 foot wide and 6 foot tall. And I opened the drawer on the pull down, and I stuck the magnesium strip in, and then I lit it with a match.
This is not going to end well, is it?
It burnt white hot, but you can see why they do it in laboratories, because I nearly burnt the house down. But yeah, see, I did go to school. I did learn things. I know that you shouldn't take magnesium strip home with you from school. It's not safe. Right then.
We've got a little bit of a dispute with somebody saying Mo was first.
Oh, sorry.
Seriously, on our screen, she's not. It's very difficult because everybody's internet is running at different times. So, sorry, Mo.
Yes, she is.
She is where? I can't. She's not on mine.
She is indeed.
Right.
Oh.
Problems. Yeah, now, isn't that interesting? She is on your screen, not on my screen.
Hang on.
Very
No, hang on.
I'm hanging. Oh, Rubber Band, she's given us a $10 super chat.
Oh, thank
Hi, Phil
you.
and Caroline. Many thanks for such a fun time. Thank you so much. That's really kind of you. Thank you. We really appreciate that. Thanks a lot.
I could consider that a reward for my creativity in bringing home magnesium strip from school when I
That
was little.
certainly isn't what it was meant for, is it? Please tell us no.
Actually, I think there's 2 I missed. Ooh.
This is very difficult, isn't it? We could end up with fights and protests in the street.
Thing is, so many people were guessing so many things early on, coming up with different things.
Oh, well.
Hang on. You carry on a minute.
I'll carry on, because it could be a
No,
while.
we're okay. We are okay. On my screen, All It Glitters, Newcastle. Tom Burley, Newcastle. Christina Hine, Newcastle. Then we've got Dawn got Heaton. Lexi got York. Antoinette got Newcastle. Gillian got Manchester. And then Georgina, Mountain Ash got Scotland. Charlotte got Heaton. And then Mo got Newcastle.
Right, so it may have come up at a different time on your screen,
Yeah.
because we're all over the shop with the internet. We're already on a 20-second delay, so we don't see things until 20 seconds. Or you don't see them until 20 seconds after we've said them.
In fact, Mo split her answer in 2 parts. Because I've got Mo, Newcastle upon, 2 other answers, and then time. There we go. So there we go. I didn't get it wrong this time. If we get it wrong, please tell us, because I don't mean to get it wrong, but sometimes the answers can come in thick and fast. But on that occasion, and we've got to go by the order they come in here. There we go. Oh, you've got your glass.
Thank you, Georgina. It's like my scarf. I like a scarf. I haven't worn... Because of lockdown, I haven't bothered. I've just been wearing like a big jumper or something, and tonight I thought, well, it's a bit chilly, so I'm putting my scarf on. So there we go. I've got several different colour scarves. I like flamboyant scarves. Right, it's going to show you my favourite find of all from the dump. Now, it may look really weird to some people, but it's this now. I don't think there's something missing. I can't find any place that they would have joined, but on the bottom there's like a crease. So
yes.
I think they're off the same bit.
They're definitely off the same bit. And when I was looking at it, I did wonder, see there?
Possibly. So it could be just one, nothing missing.
I think it is that size. And I don't know if I could do it on there, but I think it joins there. But only on that side. There's a chunk missing here. And a chunk missing in the bottom. The only place it actually... I was looking when I was washing it, and I think it does that. So I think that's the actual length. Which is about a foot, is it?
Does anybody know what this is? I tell you what it reminds me of is Fox's Glacier Mints.
Oh, yes.
Do you remember the advert and the little polar bear, or the big polar bear, little to fit on a sweet, I suppose, would climb up on top of the Fox's Glacier Mint. But I just love them. Now, I don't think, I'm going up on a limb here, I don't think they're the glass rods.
Jill Taylor said, I know what it is. It's a giant Fox's Glacier Mint.
There we go, it's not just
there
me
we
then.
go. No, you are right. When you said that, that is exactly what they look like.
But I don't think these are the glass rods they use in glass making. Now, Tom, I know, would definitely know this, because one day he's promised to take me to find some. But haven't found any yet. But
Charlotte said Fox's Glacier Mint on steroids.
Yep. So that's not a glass rod, is it? Because it's not even rod shaped. So
a large chandelier drop.
Oh, yeah.
That is one heck of a... You stick a set of those on and pull your ceiling down.
No, I didn't know. They call those chandelier drops spangles. And do you remember, for all the oldies, you youngsters won't remember, we used to have sweets called spangles.
Yeah, cut your tongue with those.
They call the little dangly things on.
If you suck the spandle and then they all come in the middle, you put your tongue through the hole and cut your tongue.
Yes. Oh, but like sherbet lemons. Have you ever cut your tongue on a sherbet lemon? Oh, really hurts. Right. Let's have a look what's going on. Is there anything going on? I think I saw...
Georgina from Mountain Ash said large chandelier drop, and then she qualified it from Cardiff Castle.
Oh yes, it'd have to be somewhere like that, wouldn't it? Very grand. I think I saw Derek in somewhere. Conversations are going
Crafty
quickly.
Cameras, I remember spangles.
Oh, there we go.
That's what comes to being 50 today.
Tom said, sadly, no idea what they are. Beautiful. Oh, thank you, Tom. I thought they couldn't be glass rods, but I could have been wrong. Yep. Jill used to love spangles too. Nubia said, chandelier drops for a giant's house. And Jan remembers spangles. Do you remember Fruity Pops? Now, not many people remember Fruity Pops. I don't think they were out for long, and they were like this big. I don't know, I was a lot smaller then, say this big.
They looked bigger because
But they were like hollow in the inside, and they were fruity on the outside and colours, and in the inside it was white. You tired?
I tired.
Try to stay with us, dear.
I've been 11 hours working in the garden, digging holes. Oh, I tell you what. Every time you go to dig a hole, I don't know what it is, there's always stones in the way.
Yep. It's the way life is designed.
Yeah, they put the stones in. Nature knows.
Oh, Derek, you go in. I thought I saw you coming in. You seem to be going now and saying good night. So good night, Derek. Thanks for joining us. And we'll see you next time.
Right, can I show... Caroline has shown her prettiest find.
Go on then, you show us yours.
I will show you mine. And, although I've had a busy day, I have glued it. There you go, folks. That, I think, is absolutely beautiful. We've got daffodils growing under our apple tree, haven't we? Yeah.
Yep. Oh, just a second. Oh, Derek says, made my donation. Love you guys. Thank you ever so much, Derek.
Oh, you're a gentleman, Derek.
I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Derek. And if you are going now, have a good night.
There we go.
Daffodil.
That's the tile I found. I found, as those who've seen the video, I found the piece there, and then I found the backing tile. So I put them together. It's probably came out of a fireplace, I would imagine, with flowers around it. You know, where they had them down either side of a fireplace, possibly. I think that's where it probably was. And I have a question related to daffodils.
A question.
Should I do my question?
Before you do, Georgina has said, I can see you're tired, Phil. Why don't you leave Caroline to do a 2-hour live? You wouldn't understand a word I was saying if I was doing a 2-hour live.
That's
I'm bad enough for 1 hour.
After 9 o'clock, Caroline starts to
off.
sort of run down. By 10 o'clock, when we go off air, Caroline will just collapse in a heap, wouldn't you? One heap of Caroline. So there we go, folks. As I said on the video, and I'll say it again tonight because it's true. If you love it, it's treasure. Don't let anybody knock it. You know, some people think, the thing is, if I go mudlarking, I won't find the things that other people find. Look, if you don't live in London, you're not going to find London finds. Simple as. If you're living on the Thames, fantastic. And there's brilliant mudlarkers, including Nicola and Sci-Fis and others that work the Thames. And, you know, every tide washes in more history. If you're living in Yorkshire, then we can't wait to get back to Yorkshire because the dumps and the sites up there are phenomenal. Different to London, different finds, but excited. If you're living in Wales, it's not quite the same because they did a better job of burying their rubbish around here.
We can't find it. We do
not. We go out, we find things, and when we find things, when we found that pipe on the canal, it was absolutely breathtaking. You know, we went on a trip with Tom and I found 8 pipes in 5 minutes. But we found that one and it was breathtaking to find that pipe, especially when I nearly trod on it. And to find something like that, that's beautiful. I love it, and that's all that matters. So if you're thinking about having a go out. And if you find it and you like it, you've got treasure. And
if it's old, if it's just something you never thought you'd find, then it doesn't matter how old it is or how perfect it is. Even if it's a broken old bit of china. I love it when I find broken old bits of china.
Or scrap.
Scrap, yeah, we find a lot of scrap.
Well, you found these, dear. It's your door handle.
Which is going to be copper under there, I would imagine.
Been painted, by the looks of it, isn't it? And another door handle, except off a car. I bet there's a few people out there can remember cars with those on. There we go. So, little bit of scrap. We got scrap. Anyway,
Nora Lee said, product placement by Caroline. Yes, I had this. Timbo brought me this. This is Reese's.
Yeah, Caroline is generally a product placement for Reese's anyway, you know.
Yes.
You do like your Reese's.
Yes. Reese's, Peeps.
I'm
terrible for American candy. I like British chocolate, but American candy's ugly.
Buttons, Cadbury's Buttons Easter eggs. They reduced them in Morrison's to 75p.
Now, I found some interesting information out. For anybody probably in the UK who has Cadbury's Buttons Easter eggs, I've noticed the buttons taste slightly fruitier than the actual egg. Now, I know I sound obsessive, but I am. And I'm sure there was a difference in taste. Now, one of our children has gone not glucose, what is it? Gluten intolerant.
Yeah.
And it turns out that the buttons have got gluten in and the shell doesn't, or the other way round. So there is actually a difference in the chocolate in one product. So
it's made on a different line, and the one isn't guaranteed gluten-free. Laura's saying there about in her video and her finds, yeah, beautiful things there, beautifully displayed. Laura did the video for us 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yes.
And she's saying, I found some stuff. I love scrap. You saw my video, not old, but I love it. And that's the thing. It's the joy, it's the fun, it's the whole adventure. It's it's going out and enjoying your day, and that's what we've got to be careful of, and I'm sure other YouTubers are in the same boat. Don't ever let making the video become so important that you don't enjoy the day. Because I remember a chap that I knew, he was a great friend of mine and a mentor, and he'd had throat surgery, he'd had a massive operation for cancer, and he was going to go out preaching for the first time. He couldn't sing anymore. He used to have a lovely singing voice, but that'd gone. And I said to him before he went, I said, he said, I'm nervous. I said, look, enjoy it. Because if you don't enjoy it, nobody else is going to. And I rang him up in the night. I said, how did it go? He said, I enjoyed it. I said, that's all that matters. And it's the same with making videos. The more you enjoy yourself, just enjoy it. Don't let it rule you. Don't let it take you away from having fun. Because fun is what it's all about, folks. We only get one visit to this planet.
Phyllis is going. Sorry you're feeling ill, Phyllis. Have a good night's sleep. We chat tomorrow.
That's how Mum is. They're going to lie down. Take care, Mum. Anyway, shall I ask the question about the daffodil?
Sarah says she's a general rule, just pick it all up. Right, yes. Question about a daffodil. Do you want a question, Jingle?
Yes. Right. Daffodils are not only beautiful flowers, and as my mum pointed out to us the other day, at £1 a bunch, they don't half last, but they lasted for 10 days in her house, and she said they were full of beautiful, bright spring colour. But also the symbol of Wales. But in addition to that, they may also hold valuable medicinal properties, as a Welsh sheep farmer is growing daffodils that contain high levels of galantamine.
Sounds weird.
Which is known to slow the progress of what disease? Right, we're talking daffodils.
I remember you asking me this one now. I guess this one right.
Yeah. What disease do they think daffodils may be able to, what's the word? Slow the progress of?
That shade is cracking even louder. Oh, we got the answers coming in.
We have.
Yep, and there's, it's jumped. There's first answer, you got it?
Yeah, that's what I got.
There we go, right, we're both agreed on our screen on what the first answer is. So sorry if the screen on your computer is saying anything different. But I did just guess this one, so I was quite impressed. I don't always guess them right.
Right. Yeah. We got lots of answers coming in. We got some various answers as well.
Right. We got Alzheimer's, cancer, diabetes, heart disease, right. So good selection coming in then. So who was first?
Here we go. It was...
The suspense is killing me.
Mr. Tom Burley!
Well done, Tom.
So Tom was first, second and first. So he's had 2 golds and a silver tonight. He's really cooking with gas, as they say. Yeah, it's Alzheimer's. Yeah, that particular compound, drug, enzyme, whatever it is used and believed to be useful in slowing down the progress of Alzheimer's. And this particular type of daffodil, which is the Welsh daffodil, they found has a high concentration of it in. So this Welsh sheep farmer is growing fields and fields and fields of them in the hope of being able to produce this medication.
Just a disclaimer, you don't go sucking on daffodil bulbs.
No.
You probably got to do something to them to extract.
They got to extract. Just in case anybody is wondering what that word was, by the way, it's Galantamine. For me, that's too many A's. Galantamine. There's a lot of A's, isn't there?
There is, yes.
So we had Tom Alzheimer's. Yep, he got that right. Then we got Karen.
Well done, Karen.
Boshier. And then we've got... Hang on now. I got to move
Got
it.
somebody.
What's happened here? It's
I have no
changed.
idea. It can't have changed, can it? I'll tell you what, I'll look
It
online.
is.
Right, here's Tom Burley was first.
Ah,
Then-
Tom answered twice. Yeah, Tom, then Charlotte, and then Sarah. But we're going to give a shared third place to Rachel and Sarah because Rachel said dementia, which I think is in the right field.
Right.
So we've got Tom first, Charlotte second, and then Rachel and Sarah Strong sharing the third place because I will give dementia because it's in the same field, even though Alzheimer's is
Yeah.
a specific condition. But I don't know what happened there.
Right.
Oh, Tom wrote Alzheimer's spelt wrong.
All right.
Spelt it wrong. So mine jumped down and I was reading from there on. But that was after like 8 people got the right answer and Tom's at the top. Tom, stop confusing me.
I feels very tired tonight.
Let's
So.
be honest now, Tom. You know me. Do you think I'm going to notice if you spell Alzheimer's wrong? I wouldn't even notice if you spelt Tom wrong. But I'm so tired tonight. But even on a good night, I'm not going to know whether you spelled Alzheimer's wrong. I'm really not.
But Kay Sally said more lucrative than sheep farming. I'm going to use this as a way to slide in sideways and say I know something about sheep that I didn't know before. And I met a farmer about a year ago. Well, probably 2 years ago now.
It's news.
And apparently, sheep can only live as long as their teeth. So when we have the sheep on our mountains, this grass is quite coarse, and so they can only live so long, and then their teeth have worn down. So if you want to extend the life of the sheep, the farmers move them down the valley where the grass is softer, so that they can then live a few more years. Interesting stuff. So no matter how good their heart or anything else is, if the teeth go, they starve to death. Very sad, but very interesting.
Right. Now then. Insulators. Oh,
Ooh.
thank you, Liz, for your coffee donation.
All right. Apparently we got a
Coffee.
right then, what are you doing?
I'm doing insulators
Right.
because I did mention I was going to bring...
Right, I'm going to interrupt you now. Shiny got going. Sorry, Louise, yes, has given us a £6 coffee. Missed most of the show. Appreciate it out there, even if I forget. Oh, thank you ever so much, Louise.
Thank
really
you.
appreciate that. Thank you.
There we go. Insulators.
Eventually.
I mentioned that when we found this insulator, I said, I'm going to take that insulator home because this one was smashed. You see, it's not a whole insulator. So I said, I'm going to take it home so that I can reuse the lid. Take the lid off, put on the other one. But then we found a lid. The interesting thing is this lid doesn't have Made in England on it. It has something else written on it, some initials. Then we found this one and we found a lid for that as well.
Phew.
And we'd never found lids before. And now we're finding lids galore. But the interesting thing about this one and this one, as you can see, they are different. I think that is the version actually of that, isn't it? No, still different again. Slightly different again. Cool. Didn't know so many varieties
Phew.
of insulators. But this one, unlike this one, still has the cables in. There we go. See, there you got the holes. Ooh. Wish I knew what I was doing. There's the holes, but this one's got the cables. And there they are in the bottom, look. See the wires. Little wires. And there they are on the top.
You've never seen one like that before.
No, it's still wired up, that one was. So I've got one. There we go. Put it back to there.
Tell me what this sounds like. Do you remember War of the Worlds? I remember once them saying how they made the sound effects, and they did this with a lid for some sort of, I think that was supposed to be a spaceship opening. So are we in now the sound effects department for the BBC? Put that up on it, or did you want it?
Oh, I can go up on there.
There you go.
And Birdie goes up on there. But as we told you on our video, and I will say thank you again tonight to Richard, because Richard has been an absolute gem. He's been a wealth of information. Richard actually runs a website for a group called I forget the name of the group now, but it's to do with collecting insulators. And he told us what these are, which is, these are anti-bird exploders. These go on like that. Your insulator goes through there like that, and these go over the metal so that when the bird lands on the metal, it doesn't blow up.
Which is very convenient for the birds.
And we found many broken ones, but this time we found two, not one, but two, a complete anti-bird exploder.
Which is great. We can stop birds exploding now.
Both with their insignia on the back, which Caroline brought a great deal of humour to Richard, saying it was Chinese symbol.
Yeah, it did look a bit Chinese.
But I think it's a gauntlet holding up an insulator with electricity sort of thing. I think that's what it is.
Tom said, Richard chatted to me too. He's a fount of knowledge about insulators and manages to make them interesting.
Yes.
Is it me, or has Tom Burley changed to Tim Burley?
Yes.
Tom, did you know you've changed?
Tom, you're a Tim. You done it on purpose. I said if you spelt Tom wrong, I wouldn't even notice.
Right.
And I didn't. Caroline did. I got Tim. I got a Tim. Got a Tim.
Lots of people are noticing Tim, I think. Very clever, Tom.
I tell you, you don't get this kind of humour anywhere. I tell you. Anyway, let me show you another find. I didn't notice.
Yeah.
One little brown bottle. Cute. One big brown bottle. Cute. See? Two extremes. If I go back here, you can see. But this one, as I pointed out, is extremely interesting. And the only reason I know
Extremely.
this, it was Tom, I believe, or Tim, as he's now known. It was Tim Burley, who told us that they, on one of his videos, I believe, that they started putting an indentation in the tops of these in order to save materials during the war. So that's interesting, because that gives you although it looks a boring plain top, which I think it is. I don't think it's got words, is it? It might have words.
No, yes, war grade, it actually says on it.
Oh, look at that.
See that? Which way? That way?
War grade. That's brilliant.
There we go, so now we definitely know.
I'm totally ignorant. I couldn't see that, even with my glasses. War grade. So that dates it, Second World War, 1940s, 39 to 45. So if we said 1941, then we're talking 80 years old. 80-year-old bottle, still got its cork in it. And actually, when I took the cork out to clean it, it went shh, because the air had built up inside. So it still seals. But of course, it actually says on the bottom, Cardiff Brewery. So we know that this is a Cardiff bottle from the brewery from 80 years ago. Found in our dump.
There we go.
Lovely. And I've got a question to go with that.
Ooh, so you want a jingle?
Right then, ready for another question, folks? I wonder if Tom will be in the top 3 this time. Oh, it'll be Tim this time.
Yes, I could be back to Tom, you never know.
Yeah, he's all over the place, man. Okie dokie.
Christina said Tim Tams, plus it's now Tim Tam Tom.
Cardiff officially became the capital city of Wales in the 1950s. Wasn't that long ago, really. That bottle is older. When that bottle was made at Cardiff Brewery, Cardiff was not the capital of Wales.
Well, blow me down with a feather.
I'm stunned. Yes, Cardiff has only been the capital officially of Wales since the 1950s. But my question is, which English city was sometimes referred to as the capital of North Wales and hosted the Welsh Eisteddfod in 1884, 1900 and 1929. An English city that hosted the Welsh National Eisteddfod in 1884, 1900 and 1929 and was nicknamed the capital city of North Wales.
Oh, we got some answers coming in, I think.
Lots of people going for the answer Caroline went for.
Yes. Let me have a look and check that it is the right one. Where's it to? It got me that one. It got me that one. It got me that one. That one. Right. There we go. It's the one I guessed. Second guess was I guess one that's up on here, and that was wrong too. So nobody's come in with the right answer yet. Come on, Tim.
Yeah. So far,
no
one's got.
Right,
oh, hang on.
I'm hanging.
Hang on. We've got one correct answer so far.
But we have to disqualify that correct answer because the name isn't the name that I read a few minutes ago, so it could be an imposter. We'll have to get two-factor verification on that.
Right there.
Right, so we got one. And Erin is right as well because she's sort of done a cryptic way of putting it underneath. Are you with us? Are you on the right place?
I'm there.
Yep, and then underneath, yep. Yep, first three are in together there.
Right. Okie doke.
So
we got loads of answers, and lots of people went for Chester and Wrexham.
Yes.
Lots of people went for Chester and Wrexham, but Wrexham is in Wales.
I went for Carnarvon.
Which is in Wales.
Then I went for Chester.
I pointed out to Caroline, that's in Wales, and then she went for Chester. But the answer, surprise, surprise, is Liverpool.
Yes.
We lived in Liverpool.
We went on the ferry across the Mersey, and they actually played the song Ferry. No, don't sing it. They actually play the song Ferry Across the Mersey as you cross to the Mersey, which seemed a little bit strange.
I'm singing it inside.
You rebellious person, you.
So, Tom Tim Burley.
Tim Tom Tom Burley.
Tim Tom Tim has got gold again.
Well done,
I tell you what, if he gets on the podium in the last one, he's going to wipe the board. We're going to have to give him a prize.
Ooh.
Tim Tom Burley got Liverpool. Erin got Where the Beatles Are From.
Which is going to cover you, yeah?
Yeah, which is pretty good going because that takes longer to write than Liverpool. If you'd written Liverpool, you would have beaten Tom.
Oh, yes.
And then Karen came in with Liverpool.
Well done.
Jess Pippin James, who came in on fourth with Liverpool. And can I say, Jazdia there has got London. I don't know if anyone else got London, but it's not the one I was looking for, but they have hosted the Welsh Eisteddfod in London. Because there's such a large Welsh population in London. It has hosted the Eisteddfod, but not. That's why I was careful to give the dates. And of course, the reason it's Liverpool is because Liverpool is quite near to, because we used to cross over to North Wales from when we lived in Liverpool, didn't we? So it was nicknamed, and it did host, and it is right, and Tim Tom Tom has come top. There we go. So it was Tom, Erin, Karen.
Oh, Rowena said, by the way, Caroline, the t-shirt came already and it's gorgeous. Oh, it didn't take long then, Rowena. I had to do... Rowena wanted a particular t-shirt in black, and I didn't have that one in black because the writing was dark, but she liked it with the dark writing on the black, so I put a listing up, and now Rowena is the first owner of our goth t-shirt you described it as. So
which one was it? Was it the Monkey Panda Poppy Wellies on?
Just Poppy Wellies on with a pair of wellies.
With a pair of wellies.
Poppy Wellies on. I think it's to be going in, doesn't it? Right.
Have we got any more finds on your side?
Yes, we have. Just got to watch I don't get distracted with the chat. There's so much going on.
Because we've used all my finds.
Oh, wow, look at the time. I saw this and I thought it was a dead fish. There's some scares. I know it doesn't, why would a dead fish still be in that condition? But it really freaked me out. So I didn't want to touch it. But then when I saw the rest, you could see it was a shoe. So it's either... I thought it was, perhaps off a model or something. But I think it's a child's shoe that's been melted. I think it was a plastic one, these like jelly type shoes. I think I had a pair of red plasticky shoes with a little buckle on when I was little. So I think that's what it is. It definitely wasn't. At one point I thought, ooh, is it a mammoth stuff? But it's not. It's definitely plastic. But that...
It's a kid's welly.
I suppose it could be with the top missing off.
Yeah, Laura said, because there is a pattern to it. I noticed, I think,
Ooh.
when I was washing it. See there?
Let's have a look
So
at this
it could
pattern.
be a child's welly.
It could be. I think that's just wrinkly bits, or really
Wrinkly.
where it, yeah.
Oh, I have got a find talking about
Right,
wrinkly
there we go.
bits.
So I'll put that up, but it doesn't look really gory and disgusting. Ugh.
This find is so fantastic, it went on the shelf.
So fantastic.
But the problem is when things go on the shelf, I forget that they're in my finds. Because Caroline found this and brought it home for me, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. Now, you know me and broken things, but look at that, folks. I cleaned that up. It's amber glass, and it's a bottle. Now,
Is that amber glass?
I think, not amber glass, it's
Aqua.
aqua. I haven't slept. I've had a long day.
Poor Phil.
It's
If
aqua
that's
glass.
amber glass, I'm really
It's
not
aqua
well.
glass. But here's the good news, folks. I'd have loved it even if it was useless. But when I was washing this bottle, it still holds water. I filled it with water. It is still sealed at the bottom. That bottle still functions as a bottle. Stick a cork in the top and you could put your medicine in that. And anybody can find a bottle. But to find one like you, show me another one. I bet no one out there has got a bottle like mine.
It won't be exactly the same shape.
Precisely. That is an original, that is a one-off, and that is a collectible.
There we go, worth a fortune.
Could be one day, if I ever become famous.
Oh, there, Jill said that looks very arty, like it was done deliberately. People
It does.
pay good money for stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, actually, I made this in my kiln.
What?
And it's the concept of old becoming new and rebirth. So it's now worth
You remember
£1
my
million.
block of wood from last week? There's my block of wood. There we are. Piece of art.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
And the bid start at £50,000.
Look at that.
Do I hear 55?
In fact, I put it at a jaunty angle and I think it looks better.
Well, Lexi said it looks like the torso of a person from the side.
There we go.
And Jill said from a certain angle it looks like a man sitting. Oh, yes. Oh, look at that. Do you think I could exhibit that in a gallery? Yeah. Now, Sweet Blue, I thought it looked a little bit like a seal. Look at that. Well, well, well.
My work of art.
I said we're never going to have to work again. We'll just sell our work of art.
And ultimately, it's a survivor. That bottle, the minute you look at it, it tells a story. It says it's been through some stuff and it's got through and it's still functioning. It still holds liquid. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So I'm impressed with that.
And Michelle Grady said you should start a finds museum in the garage. You can't get into our garage. It's a little thin
Now,
corridor that
listen
I can
now.
get to the washing machine. Because it's so full of things.
I am building a museum.
Yes.
I am building a workshop come museum. Our fence blew down, as you may know. Both our fences blew down, actually. I repaired one earlier in the week, but I've repaired one today. And the outcome is that I have moved the gate. Remember the famous gate, folks? The gate has moved.
Might as well, because it was completely
Both the
demolished.
posts snapped at floor level in the storm, ripped down and landed on the floor. I nailed them back up so they'd prevent anybody coming into the backyard. But now I've moved it and I've created a space where I can put a 6x12 workshop museum. I'm going to have my old valve radio down there so I can listen to Radio 4. And I'm going to be making my Monkey Panda games, and I'm going to have display shelves, and I'm going to have pictures on the walls. So that's a new thing to come.
And I can have space in the garage.
And I may even do the occasional video from the shed.
Oh, Jeffrey Pope. Here's my big £5. Oh, thank you, Jeffrey.
Jeff, nobody else has bid. You better send us your address on AOL and we will post it to you.
I bet it costs more than £5 a post. Oh, thank
That's
you.
lovely. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Jeffrey.
That's brilliant. Oh, right. question. Hang on. We got to do another question.
Another question.
Got another question to do. Okie dokie. Now, we haven't shown a sauce bottle tonight, which is quite weird because we must have found 40 of them when we were down there. And Caroline did comment on the amount of sauce. And somebody did say in the comments that probably they ate all the sauce to try and get rid of the taste of the Bovril.
Yeah.
But UK's number one brown sauce has been a favourite since 1903. The original recipe was invented and developed in 1899 by Frederick Garton, a grocer from Nottingham. But Garton sold the recipe for the sum of £150 to settle a debt with Mr. Edwin Moore, the founder of the Midlands Vinegar Company, who launched what we know today as HP sauce.
So all you people guessing.
What does the HP stand for?
Yeah, we got lots of HPs coming in. But now the race is on as who's going to be the first one to put what HP stands for.
What does the HP stand for on HP sauce, folks?
Right, oh, we got A1 sauce. Nobody's come up yet with the name. Oh, here we are. First answers in. Can you see?
Yeah,
Are you there?
Yeah.
Right, there you go. If you... Where's Tim Tom Tam? He's not in yet. Not that I can see anyway.
No.
Ooh.
He's not. He is, but he's late. He's not on the podium.
All right.
He's still outright winner of the night, but he hasn't got a place this time, Tim Tom Tim.
He sounds on Chinese though.
I know. I've been watching too many Inspector Chan movies.
Yes.
Charlie Chan. Here we go.
Right, so do we have 3 right answers?
We do indeed. We do. We do indeed. Indeedy do. Just got to find the first one.
Right. Oh dear. It's a shame we wouldn't come up with some sort of system on this where if you have a question,
right,
that people can put them in a certain section.
Is that the first one, do you think?
Let's have a look. Yes.
Right then. The answer is Houses of Parliament. And do you know why?
Why?
Because there was a rumour that they were serving the sauce in the Houses of Parliament. So they decided to play on this and thought, well, if they're eating it in Parliament, everybody will want it. And it obviously worked.
So as an aside, my uncle used to be the chef at the Houses of Parliament.
He used to be the chef at a club.
At the club for the Houses of
There
Parliament.
was a club that was one of the conservative clubs, and they had a door going through, and you could go in.
It was like a tunnel, wasn't it?
Yeah, you could go
into
through.
the Houses of Parliament to vote.
It was back in the days when they were doing all-night sit-ins and votes, back in Ted Heath's day, and Ted Heath used to pop through for food, and he'd stay open late for him. Right then. So, it is Houses of Parliament, which means, if I've got this right, all the glitters is back on a podium again, and I think they've done well tonight. And we've got Lexi B.
Well done, Lexi.
It's got Houses of Parliament. And Jenny Thomas.
Well done, Jenny.
And Nora Lee was just pipped to the post there for third position because Jenny got in just before her.
Well done,
it's Houses of Parliament. Houses of Parliament sauce. What a peculiar name.
It is. I remember finding that out a few years ago and I was really surprised.
Yeah, it's been going for 118 years. The Houses of Parliament sauce, and is still as popular today as it's ever been. Now then, we need to make an announcement.
Yes, this is an important announcement.
Please listen, folks. We are not at home next Saturday, which means we probably will not have internet. In fact, we're virtually certain we won't have internet. There's a possibility.
We are trying.
We are going to try to pre-record a live show and then put it out next Saturday night, because what we've got internet, but we haven't got the upload capacity.
Yes, we can
to go live.
We can download, but we can't upload. If you see what I mean.
So what we're going to do is we're going to try and film a live show in the studio that will run for an hour next Saturday, but we will run it as a premiere.
Yeah, so we'll be in the chat with you,
and watching it with you. So we're going to try and do that. If not, our apologies, there won't be a show next Saturday, but we will try. So if you get a notification, you've got a premiere on Friday, and then a premiere on Saturday, you haven't got a mistake. It means that we are putting out videos on Friday night, as usual, a premiere, but Saturday we may premiere a pre-recorded live show.
What we'll do is I'll put the 10-minute countdown as well, so people can come in early.
And we'll run it all as a live show, but
live,
we'll pre-record it beforehand because we won't be here on Saturday. So therefore we can't run the live show because we need a very good internet connection, which we have got here. And it's failed us in the past when we've not been here, and we don't want to build people up and let people down.
Well, bye,
so
James.
that may happen. Okie doke, folks.
Right then, so I think we're done now.
I think we are.
Yes, I've still got some
159 in, 87 thumbs up, 2 thumbs down. That's Tom and Tim, that is. Thank you, everyone. It's been brilliant. It's been wonderful to have my beautiful wife back with me tonight.
Oh, he loves me. I'm just glad to see me back.
No, I did. I missed it. No. I didn't. I don't like it when you're poorly, but we didn't mind because although it's not a nice experience, the reaction to the injection, it's far better than getting COVID.
I know it's coming again when I have my second injection, but I don't care. I can't wait. So don't worry. If anybody's worried, I'm not saying I can guarantee you're not going to be ill or anything. But no, for me, from where I was, yes, I felt rotten, but I'm halfway now to being fine. So it's worth it for me. And
hopefully, if all goes well, we will have a second injection by the end of June. So we will be able to start thinking about travelling again in July. And
yes, I'm not sure how many weeks you've got to wait after your second.
It's 3 weeks after the first, 22 days after the first, but I think the second, then I think you're pretty much covered.
Right, you have to check that out.
We're going to hopefully be able to get out and about a bit more because we've been delaying the trip to a Premier Inn. We've had a Premier Inn booked since March last year, which we have now moved to July this year. And fair play to Premier Inn. It was one of those you can't cancel. It was a cheap deal, but they've let us move it 6 times.
Oh, and I don't think we mentioned it. Bear has arrived in Germany.
Yes.
I meant to mention it. Sorry, Tatiana.
Yes, he has. It's on my sheet. Ted has arrived.
So Monkey's been really excited all evening knowing that Teddy has arrived and is being looked after by...
Yes, and we'll be getting updates from Tatiana, I'm sure, as things progress, because Tatiana has got all the expertise needed. Caroline did a wonderful job. He was looking much better by the time he left.
But he's too much of a job for me.
But Tatiana has the expertise, and she's going to repair him, rebuild him, and give him a new lease of life.
I am. No, I am. Tatiana, I need to go to bed. It's been one of those days.
Well, thank you, everyone. We've overrun 102. That's 2 thumbs down, 102 thumbs up. That counts,
thank you ever so much.
Brilliant. Thank you, everyone. Well, we'll let you go now, because I'm sure you want to all go and have a nice cup of tea.
Yes. So
I do.
We'll see you all next time. We'll possibly be here Saturday, but probably not live. Definitely not live.
Definitely not live, but there may be a premiere live show running for an hour where we do all this. The questions will be up, and you'll answer the questions. And
just for the fun of it, we won't be able to check.
Obviously, but we'll do it. Try doing the whole show, and even if we can only put a half-hour show together, we'll try and put something out.
Right, so we'll see you all next time. But until then, don't forget,
have fun. Bye.